Chairman, I want to thank our excellent panel again for a very helpful analysis and very compelling testimony today. We have talented people from elective office, from the different agencies around Washington, D.C. And I want to especially commend you, Commissioner Norris, for your very honest portrayal, blunt portrayal of where you think this system is or where it is not. Let me ask you a couple quick questions, and I only have 5 minutes, so if you can be brief as you've been, I sure appreciate it. When we move in this elaborate color code system that we have developed here in Washington, D.C., to try to warn our local communities, whether Baltimore or South Bend, Indiana, my hometown, and we go from a yellow code to an orange code, which is the second highest code of alert in the country. What happened to you as the commissioner of one of our larger middle-sized cities when that code was changed? Did you get phone calls? Did you get alerts? Did you get, what happened?
Actually, we didn't get phone. We got phone calls from the elected officials in the city and the public, but we didn't get much information, frankly, any from the federal government as to why, which again is our issue. As you know, when it goes up, it's also, it costs the federal government, when they raise, or the level of alert, it costs municipalities a great deal of money if they respond in kind, because it requires us in many cases to go to 12-hour shifts, protect certain locations, do a whole lot of things that you wouldn't be doing in your ordinary routine patrol.
So did you kick in all those things that cost your local government more and more money?
We did, because what we found in that case I described, that was the same day. We found that simultaneous with the elevation of alert. We found that group of 8 men with the suspicious documents and the like. So we did go kick it up for a couple of days.
But what you're kind of saying in between the lines, if I'm reading it correctly, you correct me if I'm not right here, is that if you don't get a phone call from the federal government or from the FBI or somebody, you just simply see it on TV, and that happens over and over, you're probably not going to incur the costs of 12-hour shifts and other things if that kind of trend continues.
That's true. We don't know. I mean, is the alert the same, or the threat, is it the same in Los Angeles as it is in New York, as it is in Baltimore, as it is in Miami? We need a little bit more information. We need a lot more information than that, frankly. You'd be correct. That's right.
So this is pretty frustrating for you, the color code system that we have right now.
Right now, yes.
You need more information and more direct contact with the federal government, and more information sharing, more collaboration.
We need to be day-to-day partners in this.
Right.
Is what we need to be.
Let me ask, we have a very talented person from the CIA here, Mr. Pease, who was sworn in when we had the witnesses stand. Let me ask, if I could, Mr. Chairman, to Mr. Pease, if he were to receive information, very credible information, about an impending attack on the city of Baltimore, what's the process by which you would alert Mr. Norris, Commissioner Norris, about this direct threat to his city?
Mr. Roemer, if it is something that specific, a threat to Baltimore, almost regardless of the type to Baltimore, you'd expect immediate phone calls to be made to their security apparatus. Our normal first point of contact would be the JTTF if it is intelligence-based information, and most likely ours would be. The JTTF is the FBI-led interagency task force that is designed to pull together information on terrorist threat.
So you call them, and they're located where?
There is a JTTF in Baltimore. There's 50-some nationwide.
But Mr. Norris has been saying that the communications between the FBI, the 60 agents there, and his 3,200-person police force is not particularly good.
What I'm suggesting is an apparatus that is already set up to get instant classified information from us to Baltimore electronically would be through the JTTF. Now, you can also guarantee that phones would be picked up. Our Deputy Director of Central Intelligence for Homeland Security, a new position with Mr. Winston Wiley, has already been in contact with the Commissioner, and I would expect that person-to-person contact would be made very quickly. Rarely do we get information that is so narrowly cast as a particular city.
How would you assess then whether or not you pick up the phone to do that. How narrow does it need to be to engage in that kind of process?
There is an attitude to get threat information out as soon as possible, and it permeates through our apparatus. I know the Director of Central Intelligence would be picking up the phone. They have that type of attitude. The mechanism that exists is via the JTTF, but we also have thinking human beings that are inclined to pick up a phone. We know that we need an established mechanism that has not yet been invented for reaching out to all the apparatus of Homeland Security in a way that makes that apparatus feel both comfortable and well served.
My time's expired. I thank the chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Congressman.